I'll be pointing a number of key structures here in this model. So take a look at the picture here, the sign here. Okay, can everybody see the sign? Make sure that you see the sign. This one over here. Okay, so I'll ask the taller guys to stand in the back so that everybody will be able to see this. And as you can see, okay, this is the southern retaining wall of the second temple. You see the laser dot? Where's that at in the model? Right there. Now you see that along the southern retaining wall are two double gates. This one on the right hand side and the left one over there. These are called the Huldah gates, and by the way, we were there yesterday.
That's right.
Remember the southern the southern steps? Okay, that was the main gateway in and out of the temple compound at the time of Jesus. Okay, and you remember that one would work his way up over those steps through the double gate on the right hand side, and then of course he would find himself eventually on top in that big building with a red roof on top. Okay, this is where the Al-Aqsa Mosque is standing today. Now, below the second temple, take a look at the laser dot now again on the sign. I'm showing you now the first wall of the city. Can you see this? Very narrow area. Can you see this in the model?
Yes.
That was the size of Jerusalem at the time of David. Okay, by the way, this area is outside the city wall today. Okay, the Turkish city wall is essentially here, okay, covering this area here. So this area here was Jerusalem, the Jebusite city that David captured. Okay, and it was not until later that the city expanded in every direction, especially to the west and to the north. Okay, and so down at the bottom of the city of David is a pool of water right here. This is the pool of Siloam. So John chapter 9, remember the healing of the blind man, the pool of Siloam? And Jesus tells the man to go down and wash his eyes in the pool, right? And then he can see, right? Right there. So that was the pool of Siloam. Now, over here, and I'm now showing you something, folks, you got to look at this. Okay, what's the name of this valley here?
Kidron.
This is the Kidron Valley. What is the name of this valley here? The Gehenna Valley, the Valley of Hell. But there's a third valley right here. Take a look at this. This is the central valley of Jerusalem. Okay, and you can hardly see it today because so much has been built over it. But these are the three valleys: 1, 2, and 3. By the way, this stands for the name of God.
Oh.
It's the letter Shin in the Hebrew alphabet, which stands for Shaddai, like El Shaddai. Okay, you know that there are several places in the Bible where God said, I'm going to put my name in my city of Jerusalem. He literally did that, you know. The name of God is embedded in the bedrock of Jerusalem. If you were to fly over the city even today, you could see the name of God, okay? And by the way, it's the same letter that you see on the mezuzah, that little box on the doorpost, the exact same thing. And so during the time of Jesus, there were essentially two parts to the city of Jerusalem other than the temple. There was the lower city, this area over here, which according to Josephus Flavius was the home of the poor. And then there was the upper city over here on top, which was the home of the rich. And you can see it very clearly here in the model. The poor homes at the bottom and the wealthy homes on top. In fact, along the border between the two sections, you see a theater, a Roman theater. And I have to say and admit that a theater has never been found in Jerusalem, okay, up until a few weeks ago. They found a small theater adjacent to the Wailing Wall, directly below it. It's not open to the public yet. It will be in the future, but it was a much smaller theater than what you see here. It has been estimated that there was room only for something like 200 people. So it was most likely not the big theater that Josephus describes in his writings, but this is where they chose to put it. It's just a suggestion. But again, the structure of a big theater, Roman theater, has never been found in the city of Jerusalem. Now, back to the upper part of the city. Okay, 3 important sites of interest. The first one is the house of Caiaphas. Remember Gallicantu, the rooster church. Remember? It would have been somewhere in the upper side of that city. Then the upper room would also be just a few blocks away. And finally, the main Herodian palace. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment.